welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the Cincinnati Bengals and the Denver Broncos on Thursday night.
Fittingly named in part for its considerable elevation. We're at Empower Field, mile high here in Denver, Colorado. Glad you could join us, football fans, as we get ready for kickoff. It's Kate, Scott, and Brock Heward up in the booth. And Brock, I want you to take us back down to the field. When you were a player, what are these moments like just before the game begins and you take the field for the first time?
Well, you wish you could hit fast forward. You wish you could just get to this, right? Because you are so ready to go. You've done all your work over the course of the week. And I think this is where it is a little different than maybe my era a couple decades ago. These guys visualize. These guys self-talk. There is so much mental work being done. They've already played this game in their mind in many ways, and they're just ready to go.
To kick off, here's Will Lutz. And here we go at Mile High. Here's Charlie Jones with the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here come the Bengals, ready for their opening drive. They're led out by the legend over in LSU, the former #1 overall pick in 2020, Joe Burrow.
When Joe Burrow's between the white lines, he's one of the game's best and most entertaining quarterbacks. He just has a cool factor that is the envy of so many. Nothing seems to bother them other than some injuries that unfortunately have ended seasons early. When he's on the field, timing, the anticipation, Kate, the precision with which he plays, he has very few peers.
Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. And it's a nice gain on the run, aided by that broken tackle. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out. It's a gain of 4 there, and it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Running back sent in motion. 1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So it's 2nd down coming up. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Alex Singleton makes the tackle.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
On 3rd down, here's Burrow. Complete beyond the marker. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Little off center, his man just couldn't adjust to it. First time this game they've looked to him. So 2nd down coming up.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Burrow out of the shotgun. This one taken in by Chase. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
3rd and just 2 to go. Burrow setting up the play action. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Offense already looking like they're in mid-game form. They've got it down to the 32. From the gun, a give to Brown. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Alex Singleton makes the tackle. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Burrow from the gun. Short pass brought in. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. 16 yards on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Completes this one to Chase. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Straight ahead, it's Brown. And they'll stop him after a short gain to the 13. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. 9-yard pickup, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Looking to throw, Burrow. He's got it. He's got the Cincinnati touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
Evan McPherson on to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Marvin Mims now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Broncos offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder out of both Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
Bo Nix entered this league as a grown-up. 61 college starts will do that for you. A ton of college experience. And Bo Nix is a facilitator. When he is at his best, that ball is in and out of his hands in an absolute hurry. If he were a point guard on a basketball team, he'd want to go up and down the court and get it out of his hands as quickly as he can. He's accurate, he's tough, he's experienced, and he's poised for this challenge of the NFL.
And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They give it to him again. And they take him down after just a small gain on the final play of the first. We've arrived at the end of one on Thursday night. Neither side separating much so far. We'll get you back to Mile High after this. We're back, and it is Broncos football as we resume. They're looking at 3rd and 7. That finds Vele complete. And he'll get it up to the 44. That's 16 on the pickup. And the Broncos will have a first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. The play brought to an end by Logan Wilson. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Back to the well again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4. Play action with Nix. That's caught for the first. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. 16 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Quick slant caught by Sutton. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Bails out of the pocket quick. He takes it himself.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Nix from the gun. He brings it in. And that play is brought to a halt, so they're going to say at the 5-yard line. Third and a lone yard coming up. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Toward the side of the end zone, but that one's incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So they're going to have to evaluate things now on 4th and short.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Motioning one of the tight ends. Here's Estime up the middle. And he falls through the defense for a touchdown. The Broncos finish off their opening drive. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
Will Lutz now on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Broncos respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. On the return, here's Jones. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Cincinnati headed back out for its second drive now. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. Finds a seam down the middle. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. It's a gain of 22. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
1 play in, and already they're close to midfield. 1st down, Burrow to throw. That's Gesicki, he's got it! And they're going to bring him down at the 36. All right, set now, 1st and 10. Burrow. That one's incomplete, couldn't connect.
Man, that ball looked good out of his hands. It just couldn't get through the defense cleanly. Somebody tips it away and saves a potential completion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. To throw again, it's Burrow. Finds him over the middle. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Burrow setting to throw. Got a man, it's Gesicki. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Throwing it again here. This is hauled in by T. Higgins. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. Now hang on, looks like somebody came out after that play a little shaken up. Not sure we saw exactly what happened, but he'll get some assistance now. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. The throw is caught. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Burrow out of the shotgun. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Cincinnati! So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even in early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
McPherson at the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bengals break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Denver offense taking the field for their 2nd drive. And normally they'd need this out, Brock, but facing such a small deficit, good chance they try to get a field goal here before the break. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Nix. Connects with his back, Jaleel McLaughlin. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain.
That one came with a higher degree of difficulty. He had to balance focusing on the catch while staying in bounds.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Here's Nix. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Brought down by Trey Hendrickson. Extra DB out there for the Bengals. 3rd down coming. To throw, here's Nix. Mims with the grab. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Here comes the Broncos punting unit. Charlie Jones on the Bengals return. And that fair catch brought in just beyond the 30-yard line. So no return on that punt. And hardly any time remaining for them in this game. Only 17 seconds left for him as they begin this drive. On first down, here's Burrow. On target to his man Higgins. And he'll get it up to the 44. Cincinnati uses its second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Burrow setting up the play action. Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. It looks like he came down on that sideline. 2nd down coming up.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Looking to throw. Into the hands of Gesicki. Complete. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Dre Greenlaw getting there for the stop. One last play before the break. One final shot before halftime. Has it downfield, working the left. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. That brings us to halftime with the visiting Bengals out in front. Now we'll send things over to Orlando, Florida. Jonathan Coachman on standby, ready to deliver the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Denver offense now with the football first to begin quarter number 3. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Nix from the gun. McLaughlin's got it. Complete. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Dax Hill up for the stop.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Complete to Mims. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. That's 16 on the pickup. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
1st and 10 from the 41. Out of the gun, it's Nix. The throw finds Evan Ingram. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Nix off the play action. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
This offense looking to convert as they come up on third down. Throwing here, Nix. Brought in by Vele. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. What a play on 3rd and 13, and this drive will indeed continue.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
And they're going to bring him down after a good gain to the 40. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Nix. This one delivered off target, Brock. That's incomplete.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Nix looking to throw. Finds Mims. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Throwing on 1st down, Nix. That's complete to Vele. And he'll cover up as they touch him down a few yards short of the 1st.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down, well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Play action with Nix. Throw caught at the 6. Touchdown, Denver. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
Extra point try now from Lutz. The point after splits the uprights. And the Broncos tie things up at 14. Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. Return coming from the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Bengals and Joe Burrow all set to take over. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Brown on the inside give. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
2nd down now, 7 to go. from the 32. A quick slant. Here's Gesicki. And he'll get it up to the 44. It's a gain of 12 there. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
A give now to Brown. And his charge towards the line, that's right around 3 yards. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 46. This one taken in by Chase. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down. We've reached the end of the third quarter on this Thursday night. It's still a tie ball game, 14 points apiece as we get ready for the fourth. New set of downs for him from the 46. Brown on the carry. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got a tackle behind the line, but a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Here's Brown again, and he's got this down to the 40. 6 yards to pick up there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Third and short, it's Burrow. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Ball at the 33 for first down. On the ground, Brown. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. They'll run again with Brown. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Here's Burrow. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't find Jamar Chase on that throw. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark. Really, from the first snap through this second half, there have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered. And that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. That's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Could take the lead with a field goal, Brock, but thinking touchdown here as they get set up 1st and goal. Burrow from the gun. And he will score. It's a Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals take a 4th quarter lead. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
McPherson at the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bengals break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Mims. This return makes it up to the 25. Denver ready for another offensive possession. Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Nix. This is hauled in by Ingram. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 29. It's caught, McLaughlin. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Here's the give on 3rd and short. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down. That brings us to the 2-minute warning here in Denver. Broncos down by 7. They're set up at the 35 now. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. He's got the hook up to Ingram. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Broncos have to hurry here. Clock's still running. Back to throw. Complete. It's Ingram. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. He'll look to throw it. Hits him on the out route. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Setting up to pass. Going over the middle, but it's incomplete. Almost a completion of the wrong team there. And that makes it third down.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Throwing now. He's on the move. He's running for it. Denver calls the second of its 3 timeouts. Still one more in their pocket to use. They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's first and goal. Here he is to throw. And he brings it in. Touchdown! And a big decision coming up for him now. So they get the all-important touchdown here late in the game, Brock. Now the question, play for the tie or go for 2 and the lead?
And I know they've got all these charts and numbers and analytics to tell you what to do, but this comes down to the gut and the trust of the head coach. Does he trust his offense more to go get this 2-point conversion, or is he going to lean in his defense and believe that they can get the stop?
In the 11th hour, now a point after try to tie this game. And everyone can breathe easier now. His try is good, and they found a way to tie it late in the 4th. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. On the return, here's Jones. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. The Bengals headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field. They've got first down from the 31. Burrow out of the shotgun. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there when he saw the field. It's going to be second down. Out of the shotgun, Burrow completes this one to Chase. And that will not be enough for a first down. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Third down, 1 yard to go. Looking to throw it. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Offense to the line for first down, conscious of that single timeout they've got remaining. To throw again, it's Burrow. Escapes the pocket. Stepping up, and he's going to run. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
So a timeout's taken, just 5 seconds left. And after the pause, we're going to see our last play of the game. So now it'll all come down to the foot of Evan McPherson. So a timeout's taken, just 5 seconds left, and after the pause, we're going to see our last play of the game. So it all comes down to the right foot of their kicker. This a 50-yard look from the right hash. It has enough leg, and it's good from deep. And that, folks, is your game winner.
That field goal gives them the lead for the moment, Kate, but you don't feel comfortable when you look up at that scoreboard. This one isn't over, and that lead certainly isn't safe.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. One final shot here. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. That's grabbed inside the 30. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. So the Bengals take this one on the road. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with the victory. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Bengals emerge as winners, as we'll see you next time from Denver.